So can you give me an example of a recent case or just a client that you helped out and how your firm
Sure.
been helping out?
Absolutely. So, many times a lot of our clients come to us when it's an urgent need as opposed to preventative care. And most recently, we dealt with a client who came to us that had a wage and hour class action lawsuit. And as we started to dive in and kind of look underneath the rocks, we noticed that they had several procedural problems. They had a couple of things where candidly, their payroll company just simply wasn't alerting them as to problems and issues that had been created by their own lack of documentation. And so what we did was we came into this litigation, we kind of did our first triage, our analysis of what the risks and what the problems were. We moved the case very quickly into mediation because we saw that there was going to be significant exposure or liability for the company if we dragged this thing on for years into the future. So while we were in mediation in this case, it was really a great training session for our client because we got to focus on what best practices employers do in California today to make sure that they're compliant. But we also got to do some kind of incremental changes, bringing in their HR team, bringing in their management team, and training them on these new policies and procedures. Candidly, my favorite part about this particular anecdote was the fact that at the conclusion of our mediation day, we successfully came to a resolution. We agreed upon a dollar amount that our client would pay in order to resolve all of the claims looking backwards, basically giving them a clean slate going forward. And I picked up the phone and I called their payroll company and I laid out for the payroll company how they had failed. They had failed to adequately inform the client on what the proper protocols and procedures were from payroll's standpoint. And we got a contribution from that payroll company of 80% of the settlement value.
Oh,
So our client, while they did wrong and they did make mistakes along the way, they were only responsible for paying 20% of the total sum that had to be paid out in resolution. That to me was a huge win for our client. And that's what we aim to do. We're we're a firm that really focuses on end results for our clients and putting them into a position to succeed and ensure that they're not going to be facing another claim like this down the road for the same violations.